Hey guys, Mr. Tweet here. This is like my 8th attempt to make this video. For some reason, it's been really hard, and I don't know why, but I'm going to try to get through it. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about rights. At its most basic, Constitution was written to try to protect our rights. James Madison made the argument that if we limited the powers of government, that government could only do certain things, and then people would be free to do whatever they wanted as long as it didn't fall within those narrow restrictions of what was limited to the government. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I guess we don't really know, but the people of the time weren't really willing to listen to him. That they feared the government would take away their rights if they weren't written out in a list for everyone to know. And so James Madison lost the debate. But because he was kind of a control freak, even though he lost the debate, he took over the process of writing those individual rights that we now call the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. In those 10 amendments, the rights of the individual citizen are laid out. Now, many people have the false notion that in America, you can kind of have the right to do whatever you want. Nobody can tell you what to do. And that's just simply not the case. Article 1 of the Constitution lays out all of the powers of Congress, including all of the different things they can tell you what to do and the laws they get to make. But then in the Bill of Rights is where we get the, in those first 10 amendments, that's where we get the individual rights laid out. Amendments 1 through 8 cover the rights of the individual. And then amendments 9 and 10 are kind of like your catch-all. Amendment 9 says that there are 9 and 10 say that there are extra rights beyond those that are listed. And so just because it's not included in the first 8 doesn't mean that it's not a right. Although that very rarely comes into play, that it is the case. One of the things that falls into that is like the right to vote. That's never actually put in the first 8 amendments, but then eventually it is determined to be a right, and then you get the 15th Amendment, which makes that permanent. And then you also have in Amendments 9 and 10 the idea that anything that's not in the Constitution is reserved for the states. So if it's something that like isn't in the Constitution and we don't know, then the states get to decide what to do about that thing. So that's your Bill of Rights. Again, your rights are not absolute. You don't have the right to do whatever you want. You only have the right to do, what you want as long as as long as you're not breaking a law that is lawfully made by the government. So I have a couple of videos you're going to watch, and then in your assignment, you're going to have to apply this information. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I feel like I could do it better, but I think this literally is like take 9 or take 10, and I'm out. Peace.